new version of Windows coming out, despite Microsoft saying that Windows 10 was going to be the last version of Windows ever. But it seems like we're getting Windows 11. Great. Fine, we're always up for a new version of an operating system, I guess. What was fascinating about this particular thing, and I guess we can unpack it a little bit, is that it's a leaked build. Microsoft's not actually having their announcement event until next week, I think. So was it intentional? Did someone at Microsoft slip it out the door just to get the juices flowing? I mean, I don't think it's quite the Start Me Up campaign from Windows 95, but it did get people talking, I guess, because there hasn't been a change in Windows since, I guess it was 2015, was it, that Windows 10 came out?
Yeah, look, I love this because this is conspiracy, fake news, and we'll be talking about that in a minute. But I don't know anymore. Marketing, campaigns and the geniuses behind these things, find new ways to get people excited. And I mean, honestly, who could be really excited about Windows 11? These days, our OS updates are just another 0.2, 3, 4, 5 at the end of whatever it is. And I can't possibly imagine what Windows 11 could be that was so exciting, unless, of course, it was leaked. And we are getting a sneak peek. And
well, I mean, we've got centered icons on the taskbar now. I mean, what operating system hasn't done that before? It's just, I mean, yeah, fine. I mean, I think we've gotten to the point anyway from an OS perspective, like you said, in all seriousness, that it's just like they're pretty much good enough across the board that they don't really have much of an impact. Like they're just kind of there to run things. You shouldn't really be paying attention to them too much if they're working properly, because it's really the apps that you're using that are the most important thing, obviously. And as long as they run well, then the rest of it's just whatever.
And on that, Ben, I mean, should we be reading something into Microsoft saying there will be no upgrade to Windows ever? This is it. Does that mean that that's the end for Windows and they're actually working on something 1.0 now?
Well, I mean, the thing is that they've been trying so long to try and do that. Windows RT and then Windows 10S, I think there was an aborted Windows 10X which had this user interface which apparently had all the new code, so it was a new attempt at Windows, but apparently this is just the continuation of the current code base, and because obviously they can't detach themselves from the legacy sort of customer who needs to run their app that they built in 1995. I
was going to say, after 25 years they're still trying to get Windows to work, but maybe they're almost there. Maybe that's what they're trying to say.
Absolutely. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what the actual announcement will be next week, like if there's any more beyond the leaked build that all the tech people on the internet were trying out in the last week or so. But it's a marketing thing to get people excited about Windows again. You would think, I mean, I know that Mac OS has the version numbers. I guess iOS does it with version numbers, but it doesn't seem to have as much of it's not as important. In terms of if you think of iOS, you just think of iOS. If you think of Chrome OS, you only think of Chrome OS. Why can't it just be Windows and you just don't think of the number, for instance?
Maybe that's where Windows are going, because let's face it, since Mac did OS 10, they've basically just given them names thereafter, and even now I don't think anyone even cares about the names.
Exactly. Oh, I'll be interested to see it, and apparently on Windows 10 now you can actually, I didn't know this, but forgive me for being ignorant after so many years, but apparently you can center your icons on the Windows taskbar even now. So I guess you could go for that Windows 11 look if you desperately want it right now. But the one other thing I wanted to mention is that apparently this was a reaction to to the pandemic and the fact that the working from home structure that kind of came into place for so many people sort of refocused everyone's attention on the PC, the laptop, and all of a sudden that means Windows is an important thing that needs to be looked after. And this was like a way to kind of sort of remarket the product out there to everyone. Probably, cynically speaking, to sell more laptops, probably.
More Surface Pros.